Hi, it's Sai. This might be a surprise, but I'm a FNAF fan. Huh? What's that? Have I played any of the games? um, why wouldn't I? Okay, no, I haven't played any of the games besides playing knockoff games from Roblox with my friend, but still. I was part of the fans that liked it back in 2014, but also didn't get into it till FNAF 3 was out. I was a scaredy cat when it came out to anything horror, so I would avoid the actual game as much as I can. I'd watch animations, drawings of it, and even the how to make FNAF not scary videos since I hated scary things. I gained the courage to actually watch some of the gameplay because of my sister. She would cover the jump scares when they appeared since we both were scared of it. Later down the line, I played FNAF 3 on my phone back then when FNAF 3 had a demo version on the App Store and was so scared to play it, but not gonna lie, it was kind of fun. Caused me to get deeper into the fandom, even though it was cringy back then, and drew art of them and made up stories and OCs with my friend and sister who were also into it. Such good memories. The good old days. So that's why I want to humanize them in this video, and also because I got a comment about someone wanting to see. So I used to draw them. I used to draw OCs of FNAF and even tried humanizing Mangle one time, but failed. Oh, I haven't introduced FNAF to the people who don't even know what FNAF is. Okay, FNAF, which stands for Five Nights at Freddy's, is a horror game made by Scott Cawthon, who used to make, I think, children's games, but people said the characters looked creepy and animatronic-like, so he said, fuck it, y'all want scary? And created FNAF, a game which you are a security guard on a night shift having to watch over the security cameras to make sure everything is okay, but surprise, surprise, animatronics are alive and are trying to get into your office to kill you. So you have to survive 5 nights of this. There's 11 more games of this, plus other spin-off games. They all are lore heavy and tell a story about this FNAF verse, so it's really interesting to watch, especially seeing people make theories and solving mysteries of said lore. In general, this franchise is so cool, and you could absolutely tell me and my sister are heavily into it by all the stuff we own about it. So I wanted to make human versions of them and make a story as well for them. Also to please my younger self who dreamed to do this. Okay, so before I get into the video, I'm gonna be honest. These aren't my designs and stories. Okay, I know. Y'all asked me to humanize them, but the designs I'm using and story ideas I'm using is my sister's. I loved her designs and ideas, and the fact that she made these designs and stories with great detail makes me sad because she never showed anyone, doesn't ever want to post them. I don't want to overwrite them and make my own when these peak ass designs exist and haven't been shown to anyone. So I will be drawing them in my style, but using her designs and telling you their story that my sister has created for them. Don't worry though, eventually I'll have my turn and draw out the human characters and humanize some animatronics from the future games. Just for the main ones, like FNAF 2, 3, 4, all those, she already made designs for them. And I can't wait to draw them and show them to you guys. So, keep in touch for that. Just warning y'all, this video will be story heavy, like the game itself, and full of that FNAF lore. So if you don't know about, the lore, it might be hard to catch on what my sister has referenced throughout the story. So, just a warning on that. Also, none of this is canon, and this is kind of made up, so it kind of links to the original lore, but not really. Alright, now let's get on to the video. Okay, so before I officially start the speed paint section, let me set some things straight for you guys. In this story, Freddy and the gang are not the missing children. I know, that's not how the OG story goes. But hear me out, my sister was cooking with this story. So in the story, the missing children are instead their younger siblings, and Freddy and the others are taking revenge on the company by working there and gaining the company's trust, also killing people who work for them, like the security guards. They are not possessed by dead souls yet. Only 4 people are throughout the whole story my sister made up, but you'll see them in future videos. So first off, we're starting with Freddy. Also, Golden Freddy won't be in this video. He will be in a video with Springtrap for storytelling reasons. My sister whipped up a cool story for them, so. Alright, Freddy is the main guy of the group. Freddy is lead singer and face of Freddy Fazbear Pizza. The one that possesses this bear is a boy named Gabriel, who was one of the victims in the missing children's incident that was caused by the murderer William Afton. The child was stuffed into the suit and then was given life by the puppet. And now Freddy, having an angry spirit in him, is ending the life of every night guard he sees as revenge. Although in the end he gets destroyed by William, which causes the child's spirit to chase him. Then after what happened to William, Gabriel's soul ended up being free, supposedly. But now the children's souls were combined and are now Molten Freddy. I find him quite cool. He seems to be the calm one, but the scariest one, even if he is the calm leader. He isn't my favorite, but he's up there. For the design, in order to make each and every animatronic unique in a way, my sister looked at what animals they are, used the shape of the ears, eyes, nose, and jaw, and took consideration to the animatronic size and height and width, and any unique features they might have that the other ones don't have. No animal features though, like bunny ears or bear ears. They are fully human in this one. Only Freddy and Chica have an old design my sister drew. In my sister's words, quote unquote, funny enough, he looked like a teenager, even if she was drawing him thinking of an adult design. His hair is too simple, like isekai copy and paste hairstyle. The design on the tux is also a bit weird. It doesn't seem like it was properly put on. The old design is bad. That's what she said, okay? That's in her words, not mine, please. I love all of her art. All of her art is my favorite. Now, in the concept design that she made, he has everything that the new design has, but with some features missing that were added on later to make the design look a bit better. At first, his hair was going to be flat and pushed back, but then that was scrapped and made as fluffy. His eyes were also a different shape. They were square-like, but now she made them almond square-like. I don't know how to describe it, but that's what she said. For the design, Freddy's a wide shape, so you're going to hear a lot of the word wide. Okay, for Freddy's face, because he is a bear, his face is a bit wider than a rabbit or a fox's, so she gave him a bit of a wide jaw. Freddy also has some dots on his muzzle, so freckles he gets. His eyebrows look like they were put on backwards. So the eyebrows she gave him are thicker at the very end rather than the beginning. For his eyes, she made them round, and his nose gets the wide treatment as well. Freddy's teeth are the only ones out of the four that are like very wide in the square shape. Like the only ones that are like squared, like I think. It's wider than Chica's, so she gave him like the line teeth anime grin when he smiles. Now, nothing much to say on his body other than it's like a rectangular shape. So Freddy has a kind of like a manly wide body. Of course, Freddy Fazbear isn't Freddy Fazbear without his iconic bow tie and a top hat. She wanted the business-like attire appearance, but with a fun entertainment-like feel to it. She decided to give him a tailcoat with pockets in the side, front, probably for a tissue or something, for a child that is like crying, you know? His name tag is also on the front. People gotta know his name. She also gave Freddy cuffs to make the outfit not feel so tight and like a suit. Freddy has gloves on, mostly to reference the FNAF movie of the sign where Freddy is like, he's wearing white gloves in it, but also as to not fully touch the kids because kids are easily able to get sick. So gloves are to make sure he wasn't the cause of a sick child or something. Not my sister having PTSD when she worked with kids. She had to wear gloves. She gave him boots with diamond designs on them instead of dress shoes because he needs to move around and dance a lot. So also entertainers wear boots, but not too fancy. That's like for the next cast. In the world they live in, it is based on the normal world we live in, the late 1900s. to be exact, but with some modern era stuff like clothing and designs. Most of the things from that era remain the same, like jobs, paychecks, buildings, etc. Also, in this world, ghosts exist. Most people don't really believe in the supernatural, but if someone dies with their last breath being a thought of regret or hatred, reference to Renmond, they can become a ghost and or possess someone who believes in ghosts or has some sort of attachment to them. So I'm gonna associate the characters as the mascot they play, not their real names that my sister made up. For their story, Freddy's real name is Fargus. His younger brother is Gabriel, the dead child in the original story. His family went to Fredbear Diner for a birthday party of one of the classmates of Gabriel. Gabriel is a very kind and attentive kid, so when he noticed that some of his classmates were going to follow an employee to the backstage, he followed the other kids as to not leave them alone. He wanted to ask his family to come with him, but they were busy catching up with old friends, so he went alone with his classmates. Sadly, he was murdered. Ever since that day, Freddy decided to become an employee of Fredbear Entertainment to get revenge. After graduating from high school, he studied business in college and graduated with his degree in order to take over Freddy Fazbear Entertainment Company. He was hired to join the band instead of behind the scenes. They ended up liking his voice. And because of the obvious secret of the company, he decided to accept the job and climb his way up later down the line. But for now, he will be playing as the mascot Freddy Fazbear. Freddy is a laid-back kind of guy, very understanding and prefers to make sure his friends are always on good terms with each other. He knows he has to step up and be the leader to make the hard decisions and take action. He's the one who's in charge of the numbers, taxes, paychecks, cash, and storage, that kind of stuff. Should be the manager's job, but since when have managers ever done their fucking job, he has to do it. He also is the one that everyone is scared of the most. He is very intelligent and patient. He knows when to strike without anyone noticing. He knows how to give someone false hope and then strip it away from them. He's a scary guy with a soft heart for children and his friends. When off the clock, he just goes home and relaxes for the rest of the day. He would also bring everyone together to hang out at places like amusement parks or zoos. He likes to see his friends laugh and have fun, since when they first met, it was kind of a bit tense. Later on in the future, Freddy was possessed when he was murdered by William. His younger brother used his body to chase William and got him killed. After that, both souls of the siblings were free and finally together. Or are they? When it comes to his friends, he wants to be the one to protect them at any cost. Any danger that is sensed, he would check on it by himself as to not worry his friends. Reference to that night with William in FNAF 2. Because of ignoring his little brother died. So he wants everyone to be friends, and he usually spends time on finding ways to make everyone happy. Here's the final art piece. I told myself I wasn't going to render any of these, and I just went full out for no reason, just because, I don't know, I got carried away, bro. Alright, on to Chica. So sorry, Chica fans, I didn't do her drawing justice. I fucked it up so bad. So forgive me. Chica the chicken, not a duck, like my mom thinks she is. We have a plushie of her, and my mom keeps saying, oh, the duck. And I'm like, she's a chicken, bruh. Chica is the only lady in the group and is a backup singer. She is a chicken that loves to eat pizza. Her lore is basically the same as Freddy's, but with having the child Susie possess her, and is supposedly the first one who was murdered by William. I realize I say supposedly a lot, but that's mostly because you never know when the lore will change. Scott Cawthon, or whoever the fuck is doing the story for FNAF right now, is just changing it constantly. Like, we don't even know it's canon anymore. Chica isn't my favorite, but she's cute. She has this silly looking vibe, so she's adorable in a way. For Chica's old design that my sister drew, in her words, quote unquote, she also looked like a teen and was thin, so no diversity for some reason. And her hair is something a 10-year-old would wear. Her outfit, it's bad. Why the chicken leg boots? End quote. Her words, not mine. For the concept design, there aren't many differences. My sister gave her different eyes from the sketch. She also gave her different arm warmers. For Chica's face, it was a bit harder to draw for her because she is a chicken and they don't really have any ears or noses like a bunny or a bear. only a beak, so she just settled for a common face shape with a Greek nose, but gave her thicker eyebrows because Chica has them like thicker than the others. She wanted to make her plus size because Chica is actually a bit rounder than the other three, and Chica looked cuter that way anyways. For her hair, she gave her short and wavy hair to kind of look related to Susie in a way. Short hair is better for people who work in the kitchen, and it was also how women usually had them when working as waitresses in the 1900s. But it was also to frame Chica's face well as well. For the outfit, Chica has a 1990s waitress-inspired outfit. The short sleeves, the name tag, the pockets for notebooks and pens with an apron on the waist. But she added some changes. For example, her skirt has puffy laces and the apron isn't blank. It has the "let's eat" catchphrase and it goes up over her chest. She ain't Chica without it, so. She also wears arm warmers, a pizza hair clip, pizza stickers on her name tag, a bracelet a kid gave her, and some light makeup. She likes to look cute and colorful. Don't worry, she doesn't wear them when making pizza though. For her shoes, my sister debated on giving her flats, but chose sneakers in the end. From what she knows, 1990s waitresses wore either heels or flats, in some other cases sneakers. They are unsafe in a kitchen, but she really wanted to give Chica sneakers. Let's just pretend they have the non-slip shit on the sneakers, but they look like sneakers from the outside or something. I don't know, bro. I worked as a cook. I think I had sneakers like that too. They just weren't colorful. They were just like black. Yeah, I think it's able to happen. I think it's able to happen. And finally, white stockings for a little more protection than just like the bare legs. For their story, my sister created, her real name is Claire. Her younger sister is Susie. Her family didn't let Susie go to the Fredbear Diner for a birthday party of a friend of Susie, so Susie asked her sister to help her sneak out. Feeling bad, Chica helped her. At the birthday party, an employee asked her to follow them. Susie followed the employee and was sadly murdered. Ever since that day, Chica blames herself. She decided to become an employee of Fredbear Entertainment in hopes that it would get rid of the guilt if she makes the company shut down completely. Her parents own a pizza restaurant that isn't doing so well. They are on the verge of closing down since their competition is Fazbear Diner. Chica still loved her family's food and tried her best to help around even if she wasn't good at cooking. She preferred baking. At least she knew how to make her parents' pizza. After Susie died and losing a case against Fazbear Entertainment, they were doing worse. Chica said she was leaving to try and help them by making more places know about their food. But her parents didn't want her to. Hell, they didn't even want her back anymore and told her that they didn't have any daughters anymore. After that, her family's business was shut down, and Chica then decided to go to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza to bring it down since they took everything from her. The company hired her as a part of the band and head kitchen staff because of her experience in the restaurant setting. Chica is someone who loves food, but not just junk food. More like she likes to try a lot of new foods. Go to new cafes or restaurants, see what new foods or places she could enjoy and share with her friends when visiting. Chica is very cheerful, loud, and loves to give hugs. She doesn't let any hate get to her. She is the kind of person who would have candy in her pocket for anyone who has a sweet tooth. She loves to share. She also has a soft spot for children. When she's off the clock, she usually bakes from time to time and loves to try out different restaurants' foods, then writing reviews of them for the newspaper. She also hangs out with her friends to places she recommends. They always love the places she picks because she knows what kind of foods her friends like. She is attached to her cupcake that was given to her. She doesn't want anyone to touch him. I think the cupcake's name is Carl, I think? What the fuck is the cupcake's name? Or is it a fandom thing? Anyways, who knows why. Her favorite food is pizza, of course, so she would often get distracted when she sees pizza. She also is a bit stubborn when it comes to making choices. She doesn't want to seem harsh, but she realized that she needed to learn how to put her foot down. so that she doesn't make the same mistake like she did with her sister. Years later, Chica was possessed when she was murdered by William. Her younger sister used her body to chase William and got him killed. After that, both souls of the siblings were free and finally together. Maybe. R.I.P. Chica, she would have loved social media. I really didn't like how the drawing turned out. Please don't look at it for that long. I only like how Carl the Cupcake turned out. Is that even his fucking name? Imagine I've been calling him Carl this whole fucking time. That's not even his name. So we move on to my favorite character, Bonnie. You can tell he's my favorite by the amount of details I did on him. It's also my favorite one that I did out of these four. Bonnie the Rabbit is an animatronic who is possessed by a boy who was murdered by William, named Jeremy. Bonnie is the guitarist and backup singer of the group, and now favorite of the fandom. I think he's quite badass, the most violent of all of them, and I find that cool. He is my favorite, so I might be biased. The concept design is the same as the final drawing, he just has more accessories. So for the final design, for his face, she gave him a bunny nose, which is like a snub nose. And Bonnie, for some reason, has no eyebrows. Everyone has eyebrows but him. Bonnie's not a newborn baby, so she gave him eyebrows, like very thin ones too, to like make it seem like the no eyebrow thing. Bonnie is kind of like in the middle of the character's body shapes. My sister decided on giving him a little of a sleeper build. This man uses a heavy guitar to play and fuck up people with it, so he's gonna need some muscles to carry that shit. Anyways, for his hair, my sister was struggling to find something she liked. She wanted short hair because most cosplays had them short, but she also wanted it long to emphasize the bunny ears, so it was a struggle for her. After a while, she chose long hair and tied it up in the back. She was gonna give Bonnie bunny teeth, but he doesn't have any, so that will be for Toy Bonnie instead. For the outfit, he's gotta have a bow tie and made it loose because he hates it when it's like tight around his neck. It bothers him. His outfit is supposed to be kind of like Freddy's, but sleeveless and no tailcoat. She gave him black gloves for coolness and for not needing to touch the children's grimy hands when high-fiving them. He also gets a belt because alt, and cuffs for the clothing to be a bit tighter because Bonnie doesn't like tight clothing, but he needs to follow the rules. Freddy used to scold him for not wearing the dress code most of the time. She also gave him platform shoes, usually not allowed, but Freddy let it slide. For what she put on his face, just some star stickers because she loves characters that have like stickers on their faces, and she likes Bonnie. So for an extra decoration, he has one star earring on one of the ears, inspired by me actually. I have the same earrings and my sister liked them a lot, so she ended up giving them to him. And the lightning one is from like a cosplay she saw. His outfit is based on rock alt, and his violence comes from how Scott Cawthon talked about him and from the many fan games where Bonnie is like straight up violent. I'm looking at you, Roblox, where he's like the one that mostly beats the fuck out of characters. Also the one that like literally straight goes to you in like the first night. He's just like on their ass, bro. For their story my sister created, his real name is Beau, pronounced B-E-A-U. I think it's beautiful in French, I think. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, his name is Beau. His younger brother is Jeremy. His family went to Fredbear Diner for Jeremy's birthday party. He was told since he's the birthday boy, he will be able to go to the back rooms to receive a gift from Spring Bonnie himself. Jeremy loved gifts, and Spring Bonnie was his favorite, so he and 4 other kids went backstage, following the employee. He was sadly murdered. Ever since that day, Bonnie decided to become an employee of Fazbear Entertainment to get revenge. Bonnie and Jeremy had supportive parents who were very outgoing and loved many hobbies, so they let their kids do whatever they wanted. After the incident, they became depressed and anxious. Bonnie was hardly let out of the house and were taking a lot of precautions on what he can do. Because of this, Bonnie started sneaking off and being violent with other kids. which would result in an argument with his parents. The only thing that made him happy was music, so he secretly made a band in high school with some friends. He won so many awards because of what his band played, but after a couple of years though, his friends didn't want to be in a band anymore with Bonnie because of his ego. So after many arguments and fights, they disbanded. Bonnie was also honestly sick of his overprotective parents, and he wanted to destroy Fazbear Entertainment already. The moment he became a legal adult, he left without saying anything. He got hired in a local bar to be a musician for a while for money to have a place to stay, then set his sights on Freddy Fazbear Entertainment. Because of his awards and recommendations, he was easily able to be hired to join the band. Upon hire, Foxy became his rival of some sort. Foxy just ignored him sometimes. When off the clock, Bonnie continues practicing fighting and playing guitar. He also tries to do other hobbies as well. He wants to be good at everything, so he would be seen going to the gym, swimming, or playing sports. Rarely would you see him sit down and play a video game, but he does enjoy them, just saying. After some years, Bonnie was possessed when he was murdered by William. His younger brother used his body to chase William and got him killed. After that, both souls of the siblings were free and finally together. Supposedly. He is very prideful. He likes to boast about his accomplishments and how he's better than Foxy in many ways. Foxy doesn't care though. He is also a show-off when it comes to greeting the kids, but is rude when it comes to adults. Bonnie's the one Freddy gets the most complaints from. When he's not able to do something better than someone else, he becomes angry and annoyed, and would sometimes give up on something if it's too hard to achieve, since he is also kind of impatient. When he is not able to do something better than someone else, he becomes angry and annoyed, and would sometimes give up on something if it's too hard to achieve, since he is also kind of impatient. Bonnie is also a very violent and aggressive person and is the first one to pull the punches if things don't go his way. He is always ready to fight, and at times you would be able to see it on his face. Luckily, after hanging out with the gang and getting to know them better, he became a little more calmer and selfless, but only to them and children. At least it's a start. As you could tell here, I drew him very detailed because, I don't know, I just started drawing him and then I cooked this up, I don't know. And I'm very proud of it and I like it, except for the fucked up guitar, but you know, it's great, I like it. Lastly, here's everyone's favorite character, back in the old days at least, Foxy. I struggled drawing this motherfucker. You will notice I hated the poses I did and you will see me struggle, just ignore it please. Anyways. Foxy is an animatronic fox that also is a pirate telling stories to the little kids on Pirate's Cove. The children that's possessing him is Fritz, who was also murdered by William. Foxy is a cool character to me. I used to hate him since he was popular, but now I dig him. I see why he was popular, especially since back in the day he was like the Tumblr sexy man that everyone simped for some reason. I'm even calling out my friend here, sorry. They liked him and made an OC to hook up with him. Sorry bestie, I had to throw you under the bus for this one. He has no old design my sister did, but I have old art I did of him. What you think, cool? No? Okay, I might redraw it one day, so. In the concept art, he originally didn't have this much gold jewelry. Foxy is apparently the skinniest of the 4 main animatronics, so he's a bit malnourished here. She made Foxy actually not have a hand and an eye, making it a funny coincidence that he is playing like as a pirate, even though Foxy, the animatronic, has both eyes working. Anyways, Foxy has straight eyebrows, so she gave him those, but for his eyes, she gave him fox eyes. Get the joke? Which means they are almond-shaped and sharp on the corners. Even though Foxy has droopy eyes, so she made him, like, have kind of both, in a way, I guess. For his hair, since she decided not to make them have, like, animal features, my sister made his hair long to emphasize, like, a foxtail, even though Foxy doesn't have an actual tail, but, you know, it's a fox. She also gave him some facial hair and sideburns because Foxy has tufts of fur on the side. Also some freckles because Foxy. I don't think I added freckles in my drawing, did I? I don't think I did, fam. Oh my god. Ignore that, please. Anyways, my sister added freckles just like Freddy's because he has small dots on the muzzle, and ignored the fact that I didn't add them on my drawing. We got the usual pirate coat, open shirt, and boots with a sash around the waist with a couple of gold accessories. Lots of gold earrings too. Pirate can never have enough gold, so gotta show the kids proof that he found the treasure. One of his earrings is also supposedly a key. Back then it was supposed to be like a parrot feather, but she changed it last minute. Also the fact that when I drew it on my drawing, I thought it was part of the coat, so I drew it on the coat and not as an earring, so ignore that. His teeth are fake gold though. He doesn't actually have real golden teeth. How much shit am I gonna get wrong? I didn't draw the gold teeth on him. I should have read what my sister wrote before I even drew the drawings. She wanted some flair, so she gave him like a choker and a corset, like many Foxy cosplayers have. She feels unoriginal, but she's not. Do not listen to her. He's got one glove, again, to not touch kids, because they're ewy. I don't know, they're kids are grimy. Also for the hook, since he actually doesn't have a hand, he just takes the prosthetic off and puts like a fake hook or some shit. And for the eye patch, she decided to put a cute little pirate like Foxy has like a glass eye in case his eye patch falls off and he doesn't want to scare a kid or so. For the story my sister created, his real name is Flynn. His younger brother's is Fritz. Foxy took his little brother to Fredbear Diner for his best friend's birthday party. Fritz was a close friend of Jeremy, so after the cake, he wanted to go with Jeremy to the back room where the gifts were for the birthday boy, and he, along with Jeremy, were murdered. Ever since that day, Foxy decided to become an employee of Fazbear Entertainment to get revenge. Foxy and Fritz don't really have good parents. They were always busy with work to watch over them. Foxy mostly took care of his brother. Took him to school, fed him, played games with him, took care of him when he was like sick, and watched over him when home alone. After the incident, Foxy tried to learn children's psychology in college, but his parents refused to pay for his education after his free 1 year of college was over. He ended up having to drop his college classes and took up a job as a mechanic. Though around the first month, he lost his hand and eye when a client's child turned on the car while he was fixing the engine. He still continued working there after he was healed and got prosthetics. Money's money after all. When he had enough money, he moved out since he couldn't stay in a place where his parents moved on so easily from his brother's death. He later on went to become a mechanic at Freddy Fazbear Entertainment, but instead was hired as a storyteller entertainer. He wasn't complaining though, it was at least something. He's kind of a quiet person, only really speaks up when he has to, or when he's not fond of someone. He's not scared to torment or taunt them when they push his buttons a little too much. Years later, Foxy was possessed when he was murdered by William. His younger brother used his body to chase William and got him killed. After that, both souls of the siblings were free and finally together. Or they might not be. There will be times where someone else will speak over him and he wouldn't mind, so he's the one who hardly speaks in the group. But after getting friendly with someone, he likes to chat a lot and make jokes. He's happy that someone like Chica helped him open up easily to others. Anyways, I finished doing the Foxy drawing and it's okay. I feel like I should have done more, but no, I just rushed it kind of, and I'm kind of upset about it, but whatever, it's done. Thank you for watching. God, this was so fun to do and write out. The story was so well made by my sister, so all thanks to her. Everyone say thank you. Thank you, sister. I'll leave her socials in the description so y'all can see more of her art. She knows way more of FNAF lore and about it in general, so I am so grateful she could do this for me. I would not be able to do this without her. The next parts will be just like this one, where she writes about them and their designs, and I'll draw them out in my style. So get used to it. Tell me which one y'all like in the comments, and I'll do the rest when my sister and I have time to. Please tell me which one y'all like. I would love to know. Alright then, have a good rest of your day, and bye.